Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a tarot oracle reading, and this is for the end of the month of June. And Aquarius, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Aquarius, we all have a little bit of Aquarius in us somewhere. If you do have your birth chart, what house is Aquarius in? That could give you further clarity as to where this energy is going to show up for you. This is also a timely reading, so if you're watching it at this time, and it's been a while since I posted it, what was going on in your life back then, that could give you further clarity as to your situation now. All right. Oh, hi there, little kitty cat. Are you going to join the reading today? Nope. She says, I just came to be annoying. We have the Wheel of Fortune for the underlying energy for the reading. And this is talking about the Wheel of Fortune is turning. It's talking about good fortune coming your way. The wheel is turning in your favor. This is the past, the present, and the future coming together in synchronicity. And this is actually three wheels turning together. The past, the present, and the future. And on one of those wheels are the Hebrew letters for the name of God, and that is Tetragrammaton. And Tetragrammaton is a sacred geometric symbol representing equalization of all forces and perfect divine order. So even though it may seem like things are chaotic at this time on planet Earth, in God's plan, everything is in order. And we have a passion for new discovery. This card has been coming up a lot in the readings, and it's talking about a new energy coming in. So the aces do represent new energy. The wands represent the element of fire. Wood, they're made of wood, and wood fuels the fire. And it's talking about taking passionate action, waking up in the morning and being like, Yahoo, I can't wait for this day to start. There we go. And that is for your internal forces. So you're feeling like perhaps there's a new start coming your way, or you're working on something and you feel like there could be something really good coming out of it. And if you don't feel that way yet, I feel that you soon will. And then we have, so for the first card out in the internal forces, we do have strength, and strength is talking about having the courage to move forward, the courage to face your shadow side and figure out how to move forward in a stronger way. This young woman is reaching into this lion's mouth, and this is a mature adult lion, and yet he's allowing it. He's being submissive. This would be really dangerous, but he's like, okay, go ahead, because the lion is actually representing her fear. And she's digging deep within herself to be able to face all her fears. And so this energy is so that she can reach her infinite potential. Now, this is talking about how you see yourself right now, your self-image. So that's the energy you're in. You're possibly doing some shadow work. Congratulations if you're doing that. It takes a lot of courage to take a good, strong look at ourselves, but it can really, really empower you and give you strength to move forward in different ways that will be really beneficial. We have the Queen of Pentacles energy. So the Queen of Pentacles is talking about the Pentacle energy is health, wealth, and happiness in the third dimensional world. And it's talking about, the energy of Pentacles is about money, but it's not just about money. Money is a big part, let's face it, of the 3D world. But you could have all the money in the world and still not be living the lifestyle you want. So this is talking about lifestyle. This is talking about, if you have your health and your money, and you have money, or health, money, and and you have happiness and love, etc., you're going to be living your best lifestyle. So the Queen of Pentacles, she's well known for being resourceful. She is admired because she can make something out of nothing. And this energy, she comes from generational wealth. So she prefers quality over quantity. She's not flashing her money around. She doesn't feel the need to impress others with what she can purchase, like designer this and designer that. she's more, she uses money. She knows money is a tool. Generational wealth, old money, generally people have a tendency to be very conservative with their, with the way they present themselves. And so she is, she's sitting on her throne, and she's focused though on the money. And I've been asking lately, like, if she is the part of generational wealth, that's a legacy that's passed down from one person to the next. I want to know, why does she have to be so resourceful then? I know she can be, but it's like she has to be. What is it about? Why does she feel the need to be that way? Then we also have the Queen of Cups, and you know what? We have the Queen and the King of Cups. So I feel like this definitely could be talking about, this is a couple. This is the Queen of Cups is sitting in the, this is your abundance. This is your, how your self-image right now is of someone you're digging deep within yourself. So because you want to get out of this resourceful energy and claim your abundance, that is part of your legacy, basically. And then we have a couple here, and this is the King and the Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups is sitting in your position of early communication from childhood. And the King of Cups is talking about your emotional foundation now. So this is a couple, I feel. I feel this is representing your maternal and paternal line for sure. With them coming up so close like this, and it talking about your, communication from your early life. So the Queen of Cups, she is, as I said, they're the most likely to be in a traditional marriage. The Queen of Cups is someone like, it's almost like trad wife energy, or, like energy from like before the 40s and 50s, like, where a lot of mothers stayed home with their children. You only needed to have one income. It's that type of energy, going back to that love of the home, love of the family. Her family's like a trophy to her. Like, it's like, that's her number one priority, is her children, her house, her, the way her household is run, her marriage. Everything is about, it's like a trophy of love. And so she has a lid on that trophy, which is representing that she is a container of unconditional love, and someone that is, is considered to be very kind and giving in the community. Like, she's giving up her time and energy for the community as well as her family. I don't know, for some reason I'm getting an energy almost of like someone who would homeschool, but I guess that would be that trad wife energy. It's sort of going back in time. There's certain religions, like I know Mormon energy, the Amish, they live kind of more like that. So it could be different religious beliefs or cultural beliefs, whatever that is. This is the other half of the couple, and I feel this is the paternal energy. Now, the paternal energy is, as representing the King of Cups, is talking about someone who is very emotionally stable. So this is someone, like, he's out in the middle of this rough water, and rough water in tarot represents volatile emotion, chaos, and he's in the eye of the storm. And so he has a lot of love to give. When he makes an offer to someone with love, he's someone that is very loyal and, a traditional married man, like that you think of, with a real strong sense of that being his position as the head of the family. Father knows best energy. Now, that was even before, I've seen parts of that. It was black and white, that show, if I remember correctly. But it's that energy, or, like Mr. Rogers kind of energy. Just someone who's a very fatherly figure that gives advice to everybody. People look up to them. They're gentle with their words. They've learned to control their words. Maybe they were not always that way, but this is someone that has really learned to control their emotions and their words and use them wisely. And so this could be saying that that's what, would be a good thing for you to do right now. And this energy, the maternal energy, sometimes can represent DNA, because the mitochondria is like the energy of our cells, and the mitochondria is passed down from like it affects both the sons and daughters, but it is only passed through the daughters. And so they use it in certain ways to track DNA. And, you know, you see a lot more people going to get their DNA tested, you know, there's so many companies that do that now, and you hear about all their stories. You can see a lot of that on YouTube, where people have found their family and they found out, hey, I'm not Italian after all, you know. They've always had weird suspicions. So it can talk about that type of energy, adoption, DNA from the mother side. And then this is talking about the bloodline of the mother, of your mother. And this could be biological mother. And you might also have, if there's an adoption situation, this could be of the bloodline of both of them, grandmother, great-grandmother down the line. And then sometimes this can represent the energy of finding that out or something, you know, like you see on, it's actually way more common than a person realizes when you start, since they started testing DNA like that and making it so easily available for people to do so. The King of Cups energy is talking about the paternal bloodline, and this can also be people that maybe are not necessarily related, but they're people that you look up to as mentors or as paternal figures, you know, uncles, you know, people that are in the family or neighbors or whatever that you grew up around, and you know that that you know them well, and they're highly respected in the. Whoa, what's with all the sirens, hey Stella? There's sirens out there everywhere. All right, so she's got a purr going on. A cat's purr raises the vibration to a very high level. It can even lower blood pressure. And she's got happy feet right now, so she's really giving her. But there's been I have a noise canceling mic, so you might not be able to hear her. And also, like, there's just a whole bunch of sirens just racing down the street here as I'm talking about this paternal energy. And there's some more. So this is talking about, you know, this can be, as I said, people outside your family as well that you look up to, like as a father figure, friends, dads, that's kind of energy. Maybe people who are in authority positions. This can also talk about your paternal line, your father, grandfather, great-grandfather, uncles. It could be brothers, and it could be like male cousins. This would be female cousins, aunts, that sort of energy. But I definitely think that this is representing a couple that like that, your parents. And then we have this energy talking about the Six of Pentacles. And Six of Pentacles energy is representing like sowing seeds, and then they grow into, you know, a harvest that you can then just, you know, use how you want to use it. And here, this person has decided to give charity, to charity, and this person he's giving coins to, and this person he's not. He's got the scales of justice above this person's head. And if you look closely, you can see he's got something in his pocket already. So this can represent someone that has been using your money or wants to use your money to risk your money rather than their own. It's talking about someone that is kind of a grifter. They're begging here, but they have what they need, but they're still trying to get money off of other people. Excuse me. And sometimes this can also represent breadcrumbing energy of not feeling like you're getting paid what you should be getting paid. This is for in your creativity, romance, and also childhood. So this could represent kind of an energy of like it's more your children, but even as a child, you might have felt that your parents maybe gave more to one child than it didn't feel, the distribution didn't feel fair, and that some people got more than others, or there was favorites or that sort of energy. You might be feeling that way. This also can be talking about now, because this is your creativity, romance, and your children. It could be that an energy of feeling like you're being breadcrumbed by them. Like you have to give all the attention and other people don't. This isn't always about money. This can be about feeling like you don't have enough time maybe to give attention to everybody. So it's kind of seeing things from your parents' perspective. Maybe when you were younger, you felt like your mother favored someone else, and maybe that kid was just easier to deal with than you were. And that happens, easier for her. Doesn't mean, every child has different attributes. And some parents can, gravitate to a certain energy more than to another. Or there could be some sort of hidden secrets around, your energy. You would probably have an idea of that if that was the case. We do have the King of Swords energy. The King of Swords is, the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords works for the King of Swords. And this is someone who, generally around the age of 7 to 14, the pages would start work. And that may sound really young, but you have to remember back in those days, people lived about half as long as they do now. And so this energy, it would depend on how mature someone was. But this would be a huge coup. To get a job working in the palace. I mean, even the clothing, like back in those days, I mean, this would be like a real prestigious thing, and you would be, it would be a bonus not just for the child, but for the family. And they could, they would be given more responsibility as they went along, but their main responsibility would be running communication between the people, the servants, and everybody in the palace. And also, running errands and tasks. And they would be given more and more responsibility. When they became 21, they might even be considered for knighthood if they could afford their own horse. The energy, the reason why this energy is talking about a more youthful energy. So this is sometimes significant in helping you to understand maybe what this reading is about for you, because we have strength here, and quite often this is about from your childhood. And so this could be talking about some information coming in, some communication coming in that that has something to do with when you were younger, like elementary school, high school, beginning college, beginning work. Maybe it can also just be about someone, information is coming from someone that you knew back then, or that, maybe this is talking about you feeling like you're that age again. The Page of Swords is representing the sword energy, and that is of the element of air. So air is about thoughts, and you think about your mental intelligence, discipline of your mind. And this page, he's not looking at his sword, and he's the only one out of the 4 pages that's not totally focused on his element. He's actually looking away from it. He already knows, like, this sword is double-edged, and he knows one edge is logic and the other edge is intuition. He's looking away from the sword because he already understands logically the question. Now he's looking for a creative solution to answer. And so he's looking away from the logic and looking towards his intuition instead. He's thinking outside the box so that he can come up with a real creative solution, and then he can apply that logically. And this energy can be about like aha moments where you're just all of a sudden you've been thinking about something and it just comes over you. I got it. And it's that kind of energy, and you get really excited. It's about having it's like a breath of fresh air. I've got it. I understand what I need to do. So there could be some information coming in that puts you in that energy. And also, the communication, you don't need to be waiting around for like a page to show up at your door. This could very easily be, more likely actually be a phone call, a text message. This could be something that comes in the mail, documents, some sort of paperwork possibly. This could be an invitation to go somewhere, a card in the mail, something like that. You might even be on social media and get messaged by someone on one of the many platforms there, or see an event and decide, hey, I'm going to go to that. And then, you run into someone and then you meet in person. So just be open to how the information comes in. It's also really good to pay attention what's happening at the top of the pyramid, because what's happening with the elites and the people that run the countries, that is also going to trickle down. And sometimes you can pick up some really interesting information just from watching what's going on. And that quite often the universe will show you, through synchronicity, if you all of a sudden you land on a certain video and you're thinking, why am I even watching this? And then it's like, oh my God, that is why. I get it. I get it. I finally get it. It's that type of energy. And let's see. So Aquarius here. There's not a whole lot of new coming in towards the end of the month here. We do, but there is significant. What is significant is we do have a full moon in the sign of Cancer on the 29th. And so that is, again, this is in your emotional state now, basically. And, I was talking about, in my past readings, I was putting a lot of emphasis on June the 9th, because on June the 9th, Venus joined Jupiter in the sign of Cancer. Like, just for that short little period, they were right close together on top of each other, basically. And a lot of the astrologers were saying this is the luckiest day for love and money of the year. And also that some were saying for the decade. So I've been telling people about it. And if you've been you watched those previous readings, or you want to go back, it's not too late to get into that energy, because, the astrology, the planets are moving slowly in that. But it's about putting that really awesome energy out there so that you're you're letting the universe know, hey, I'm up for that for sure. And then there's also, that's in the sign of Cancer, and the moon's in the sign of Cancer, the full moon coming up. And on that same day, Mercury is going retrograde. So Mercury retrograde can talk about glitches in communication and technology. You may have already been noticing that a bit, because, we have a full moon landing on the same day. And the Cancer energy is about coming home to yourself. This is a really good time for really looking after your personal needs, like taking a little bit of time for yourself, that type of energy. And let's see what the underlying energy for the external forces is. So for the external forces, yeah, just what I said. This is a good time for you to chill out a little bit and relax maybe a little bit, get some rest. A lot of people, give Mercury in retrograde a bad rap, because it does, I have noticed, I wouldn't necessarily just blow it off. Oh, it's just whatever. Mercury in retrograde, if for no reason that other people all around the world believe that Mercury in retrograde causes communication problems, if enough people believe that, well, then it's going to affect all of us. But I do feel it's a little bit more than that. And I feel the Mercury in retrograde energy is telling us, hey, take stock of where you are, take a little bit of a rest, take some time, take some downtime. There's times when you want to contract, and there's times when you want to expand. That's how the universe manifests. And sometimes the Mercury in retrograde energy is a great time, like if you're thinking about doing something, to do the research for it. Like if you're going to start a new project or a business, or you're thinking about moving and you don't, to another state or province or country even, or whatever that is, you can do a lot of research and just kind of look into those things, so that when on July 23rd, Mercury goes straight again, you have everything lined up and ready to go if you're still interested in doing it. And so also the thing is about Mercury in retrograde, it's not a bad thing for things to go wrong if you find out early, right away, hey, this isn't going to work. It's better not to put a whole bunch of time. And Mercury in retrograde will slap that in. You quite often will notice that more quickly than at other times when you're busy, doing what you want to be doing. So it's just with Mercury in retrograde, watch with with the emotion of the full moon coming in around the home, and that type of energy. You want to be really, aware of that communication. People might misunderstand what you're saying, or, take it the wrong way. And so just be aware of that, and take a deep breath, and don't get yourself all worked up about things that you don't need to get worked up over. And this is talking also like putting your mind to rest, doing some meditation and prayer, going on a little vacation, whatever that is. It's good time for that when Mercury's in retrograde. And this is talking about that energy. This is talking about putting your mind to rest and meditating and praying. And that gives you discipline of your mind. It gives you, you should be controlling your mind. Your mind should not be controlling you. So this can represent you hanging your mind on the wall. And really, you have your subconscious mind, which is from when you're younger. And this energy is right out here. So I feel this may be significant for you, this part of this reading. The external forces coming at you. If your subconscious mind, if you think about it as like when you're a baby, you're like a sponge and you absorb the energy. You probably don't remember very much about when you were a baby, and, probably not up till about kindergarten. This is really the thoughts of the parents or the people that are in charge of your care, the culture they're in, the environment they provide for you, how they feel about money, the religion that they follow, just the way they approach life, how they feel about money. All of that gets heavily imprinted on us because we're like sponges, as I said. And yet we don't remember a lot of it. When we get triggered, though, that's the first thing. The subconscious mind says, I know, do this. And you're like, okay, that's what your mom and dad would do. But is that what you want to do? So it's not necessarily that reliable. And then we have the unconscious mind, which is the thoughts of your spiritual nature. And, a lot of people, excuse me, as soon as I started talking about this, I can just feel like a tickle in my throat, like it's about speaking up about something. So there could be something in your unconscious mind that, if you think of yourself as a human being with a soul, this is talking about, from your soul's point of view, you're a soul traveling in a human body as your vehicle to navigate through planet Earth. It's almost like your soul is like, let me talk. Like there's something, cough it up is the energy I'm getting here. So this is talking about your soul might be trying to say, hey, what about me? I have my needs too. And so when the soul's needs aren't being met, it'll start arguing with the subconscious mind and your conscious mind. Your conscious mind is what you already, like you remember it, you remember what happened, you can relate to it, you understand, you have memory of it. It's all that sort of energy. So this is talking about if you can bring these three to work together with each other, then you will have control of your mind and discipline of your mind. And the best way to do that is to meditate and pray, just like this is showing here. And when we do that, then it quiets the mind and we can feel, what does our heart want? Then, if your mind's all working together, you can plug into your heart and go after your more authentic desires that actually you're conscious of. And then we have the word Pax is on this stained glass window. PAX, and that is talking about peace of mind. All right, so this is the external forces coming towards you. You'll know it's an external force because you'll be saying, what the EF happened? Here, with your internal forces, you have control over your internal forces. Your internal forces are, you're more asking, what if? What if, what if, whatever this is happening in your life right here. I feel there's some sort of energy around what we talked about here, but I don't quite know what it is, but maybe you do. And maybe you've had this aha moment and you're just trying to digest it. It's almost that kind of energy. So the what ifs, it's kind of like, what if this is true? What if it's not true? What if, I woulda, shoulda, coulda kind of energy. And that can be coming from, I feel like, the family unit. And then we have this energy here, the what the EFs would be like, what the EF? You watch that on TV, but you don't think it's going to be you that, like if if you see a story or whatever where someone gets their DNA tested and then it's kind of like, oh, I'm not who I thought I was. And you're thinking, yeah, but that only happens in the movies. And then, man, it's happening to you. It's that kind of energy. What is, what in the earth is happening? And this is talking about being in a mental prison. So really, I feel like this energy, the external forces coming at you are keeping, you don't want them to keep you down. And I feel like maybe you've been having some energy coming towards you that's been very confusing your whole life since you were young, or you've been confused about your parents. Like sometimes they'll tell stories, and I mean, lots of times people tell stories, and then, if you've ever played that game where someone whispers in someone's ear and they just whisper one word and then it gets passed around like down the line to about 50 people. And then the last person says, okay, the word is blah, blah, blah. And you're like, what? How did you get that out of that? And that's the kind of energy, and people that witness things quite often, it's like that. So it's not necessarily malicious, but it's confusing as heck. And so this is talking about being in a mental prison, like you're overthinking something. That's the energy I feel. And it's something that's come out in externally. And maybe you're thinking about really, what is it that I really want in my life? And that's what's really in the essence here. So this energy, this is like a mental prison, but I feel like, and I feel there was a lot more emotion here, but I feel like you've learned to control your emotions through all this meditation that you're doing, and maybe that's a shift that you've been making. And while you've been doing that, you've managed to put these 7 thoughts behind you. And so there's only one going forward. And I feel at first there was way more emotion and now there's less. So it's like now you can take the blindfold off. You've gotten this behind you. And sometimes this energy is talking about leaving your comfort zone, leaving your castle behind, like making a real, like I feel like you really are wanting to make a very big change in your life. Like that's the energy I'm picking up from this Aquarius energy right now. And so let's see what's going on with this. We have the energy of, okay, we have the shift disturber energy. So there's some sort of energy around this. Like this card is a walking contradiction. And normally I would read it a certain way, but this is almost like an energy of feeling like maybe you've never left the place where you were raised or something, and you're thinking, maybe I want to get out and see more. This card, this is a walking contradiction because there's 2 swords planted here. And, the energy is like he's sneaking off with these 5. Now, why is he doing that? Is it like, what's the point of this? This is, I feel like that's kind of the energy that you're in. What's the point of what I'm doing? It's that kind of energy. And, like, what's my purpose? Like, this feels so boring or whatever. And then you have an idea and you're thinking about it and you're wondering, should I go sneak off and go do this idea? I'm almost picking up that energy. This card is a walking contradiction because he's looking at the past, what he already has thought about in the past here, and maybe in a couple. And then he's moving forward. But he's not looking where he's going. And this can represent intellectual material. Now, it looks like he's acting like a thief, but, this could be intellectual material. This could be patents. This could be an idea that you're thinking about. And you're thinking, I just want to go sneak on. I'm getting this energy where you just want to get away and be able to go and do something for yourself instead of having to do things maybe for your family, maybe your parents have been ill. You might be caught in that in-between stage where you have young kids that are doing a lot, and then you have parents that are getting older that need help. And so it could be something to do with that type of energy. He's looking back, but moving forward. And what I don't like about this is it can be really dangerous energy because we're talking about, look how he's holding these swords. Like, you shouldn't hold swords like this. I mean, if he trips and falls and he's not looking where he's going, he easily could trip and really hurt himself. So I feel like this is a transition that you're going through. It may be like, this can represent the 7-year itch, where people, like, if they are, statistically, if you are married and you're thinking about getting a divorce, this energy can be of, the first year apparently is the one where most people get divorced. I didn't know that before I started looking into this. And then after that, it's the seventh, between the 7th and 8th year, and they call it the 7-year itch. And this can also happen in business. This can also happen in when you purchase a home. And so some people just feel this need, and I feel this is coming from a spiritual need. And maybe that's what, there's something going on here, I feel, on a spiritual level for you, where you, like, you maybe have been somewhere 7 years and you don't know why, but when, you know, like, I want to change my relationship, I want to change my business, I want to change my career, I want to change where I live. And it comes over you and you don't know why, you can't even explain it logically, but it's how you feel. I'm just getting an energy somewhat like that. Oh, and then there's temptation coming in. So the temptation is in your higher learning. So, you know, here, when there's a 7-year itch in a marriage, that can sometimes, because I didn't really want to say it, but now I'm going to say it. I was thinking of mental pause. Mental pause is, you know, like when midlife crisis, basically. And I feel like there might be some temptation here of you wanting to run off and be immature. You know what I mean? Whoops. Like you're bored or whatever, and you want to be like carefree energy. And so the temptation, there's 2 lovers here, and they are yoked to each other. And then there's Saturn's box here. They're chained to it. The devil is haunched in between them. And this represents like animal lust. And it's talking lust over love. So I do feel that you may be having a struggle with some sort of temptation to be with someone else, and maybe you're having the 7-year itch. When the devil card comes up, I always cover it with the next cup up. Card up, not cup up. Come on, love. Because I want to see, you know, this is very manipulative energy. And so when the devil card comes out, you're not going to get the truth from the devil. So I always say, okay, who does the devil? Because he always sends in his own minions, and because he can't do his dirty work for himself. And this is talking about this relationship would be more based on lust than love. And it's talking about, let's see, what is it about? Who does he send in? Does God cover it? Oh, look at this. God brings in the sword of truth. Whoa. This may have already happened, and now the truth is hitting. And it may be your partner that did that, had the 7-year itch and was off. And because this is partnerships, commitments, and marriage. Maybe your partner has been saying, you know, I want to get a divorce, and you're dealing with that right now. It could be an energy like that for sure. Or it could be you feeling that way and not knowing how to tell the truth. There's something around that. The truth is going to come through, though. This is the divine saying the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God. And so if this is about something that happened when you were young, and it has to do with your DNA or something like that, that truth is going to come out. And I feel like it's different for different people here, but there could be someone having like, you know, they talk about menopause, and, you know, really menopause is when women get so fed up with men that they take a pause from them. And I feel like it could be that energy, or it could be like midlife crisis kind of energy. So someone getting the 7-year itch, and that could, you know, that could involve marriage, it could other commitments, it could be in a business, that because the 7-year itch can happen in your, you know, moving your home, your location. It can happen in partnerships and business, etc. And look at this. There's a lot of competition here that's immature. So this is a transition, and it's got to do with partnership, commitments, and marriage. And then this is higher learning. So you find out the truth about a situation. Now you may be suspecting that this could be about you could be suspecting something about your parents here, or you could be suspecting something about your partner in marriage, you know, like or the energy of maybe a partnership, or maybe that it could even go further, something about friends, family, whatever. But this is immature competition, and this is in your career and reputation. So this is talking about like how it's affecting you. your pentacle energy in that. I feel like it's feeling breadcrumbed. And why is that? This can sometimes represent sibling rivalry, and sometimes it can represent just immature competition. It's been coming up in almost every single reading. And so I feel like a lot of times people just think that other people's lives are more interesting, and we're seeing that right now when you watch the energy of the elites right now. And you look at people who it seemed like they have it all, like they're at the top of their game. They have fans all over the world. They're flashing, like they're here, they're there, they're everywhere. They're well dressed. They're talented. They're beautiful. They're handsome. And yet, look at how some of them, how the facts are coming out about how, real, like the skeletons are coming out of the closet basically in their lives. And so we're learning that just because the outside looks a certain way, it can be very different in private. And that I feel is I feel like there's some sort of energy around that. Like it's almost like peer pressure or family pressure. That's what I'm feeling here. This card is talking about immature competition, and quite often it can be competing in the world. But I feel like this is more like, it's almost like a competition within your family. You might have a family business or something like that. It's just a different energy. Your children might be competitive with each other. It could be something like that. Look at this. Then we have the Three of Cups. So look at that card. Okay, so when the Three of Cups comes up, this is a celebration. These people are celebrating. It's not my favorite card though, because these people are, and this card hasn't come up for a while in the readings. This is the first reading out of, I'm on Aquarius. I'm on the 11th reading, and I was happy not to see this card, but it is coming up because we are talking about the full moon. And these three like to get together at the full moon energy. And so this is talking about gossip, slander, a lot of the time. Okay, they are celebrating something, but no one's looking at each other. So it's not an intimate thing. It's more about, hey, look at what happened to our competition. They're really confused. Look how sad they are. Their partner just ran off with someone else, that type of energy. So, there could be a lot of gossip in that because some truth just came out. And maybe people have been gossiping in your town for years, and it's every time. And then, you walk into the room and everybody goes quiet, and man, what the hell is it that they're talking about me? It's that type of energy. So this can be talking about that like it's a celebration, but I don't get like it's about like they're happy for you. And in many cultures, if you were to toast someone and you don't look them in the eye, like in Europe, that's a big no-no because they've got they're very suspicious that if you do that, it causes 7 years bad luck. And there we got the 7-year itch thing in your love life. Maybe that's what happened. You and your partner didn't toast each other and look each other in the eye. Next thing you know, for 7 years, 7 years later, there they are sneaking away with the intellectual material. So it's something. I feel like there's gossip and slander. Something's been going on, and you know it. But you can't, like, it's very annoying because you're wondering, like, what are they talking about? But here we have this energy where the truth is coming in. So I feel like this is finally going to be put to rest for you. And then we have the King of Pentacles energy. So the King of Pentacles is sitting in, this is blessings that are supposed to be coming in for you. And I feel like that's what, like, I feel like when the truth comes out, you're going to find out this, and you're going to find out, like, look at this. Because this is quite often a couple, if they come out together in a reading. Maybe, but this could be saying, maybe the King of Pentacles has his eye on you or something. Interesting. We have two couples here. The King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles together are usually a pretty stable company. Or company. I said company, didn't I? Okay, so they could be about a company that they have together. So the King of Pentacles is someone who is really looked up to. This is about being really admired for their business acumen. The Pentacles, of course, are about finances and that. So this can represent someone who's in the banking industry, but they'd be high up. This is, a king, right? So this is someone who's at the top of their game, someone that is respected. They know what they're doing. They have a lot. The King of Pentacles energy can sometimes be a little bit set in their ways, not as innovative as other people, but they have a strong knowledge base. So this could be about financial advisors, insurance people. This could represent an energy of, did I say accountants? This would be financial advisors, wealth management people, insurance. This could represent people who are the head of, a head financial advisor of a company. It could be an entrepreneur that's very, very successful. There's grapes all over the robe of the King of Pentacles, because this is representing someone that can grow things that are hard to grow. That's why he's so admired, because he's successful at doing something that's challenging to do. And grapes and tarot are about, they're hard to grow, and to make money off them is even like, hey, this dude must be doing something right. And then this energy can also represent an energy of agriculture. It could be minerals in the ground, gold, silver, the stock market. This could represent an energy of real estate for sure. So, the element is earth, and earth is land. This could talk about land developers. It could be talking about, if it's a realtor, it would be someone that would be established, and they would be dealing with higher end property, commercial or residential. So it's that type of energy. And this would be someone people go to for advice, because they're known, like, hey, they're successful. How do you do it? But this energy is sitting here in your abundance, and perhaps this person has their eye on you and is wanting to ask you out, or they know something. Maybe they know something about an inheritance from your parents that was left to you, or a trust fund, or something like that. So it could have been a secret that was hidden from you, or it could be some sort of energy around that. So this is talking about, this position is talking about secrets coming out, endings happening, new beginnings coming in. So it could, with this reading, it could have something to do with that. If you're leaving the reading here, thank you so much for your time and energy, your likes, your comments, subscribes. I really do appreciate them. It helps me to build my channel. I'm going to clarify with my oracle, Tales from the Vector. And this is... How did I do that? So this is from something from the Intergalactic Federation of Light. This the numbers on these cards represent the paintings in my oracle, or in my website, talesfromthevector.com. This I will put them in the description box below in the order they appear here, so that you can look them up if you want to. This is kind of an interesting reading coming up here. I think we're going to get some clarity on this situation for you. You probably, there's quite a few different scenarios I'm picking up, about 3 to 5. But talking about, the different ways you could interpret this. But let's see what else is going on here. So the karmic space of pride. This is an all or nothing kind of energy. So I feel like it's either you do things either full on, or you don't do them at all. That's the way you are. And this is talking about, that's very much this energy here, or, being in that energy. Then we have denial. What I don't know won't hurt me. So this is sitting on... and this is the Queen of Denial, and this is the only queen we have. So what is the queen denying? The need to be right. Do you have to be right to be happy? Is sitting on her. So the need to be right is when you're making mountains out of molehills, or making molehills out of mountains. So if the Queen of Pentacles is in denial of something that happened here. So this could be regarding the energy of her husband. Wow. That's interesting. So there could be something going on. If your intuition is telling you so, look into it. Sagittarius here is talking about wanting more adventure, and that's that energy, that expansion. It can get kind of messy when things are expanding, and someone might be thinking more with their wand than they are with their head right now, you know, with their little head rather than their big head. It can be that type of energy, taking passionate action, which can also be very impulsive at times. It's this is where it's saying it's good to rein it in. And look what's so interesting here. On the king and queen here, we have the same, this is the same dragon, but in this one, she's upright, falling through the sky. She's from the Pleiades, and it's talking about only God knowing, it's God's judgment. It's on the spiritual level. Only God knows what this person has been through to cause whatever this has been, the way she is, what's in her heart. And if her heart was unfettered, maybe she would have done things differently. And so God's the only one that really can truly judge people. I mean, but there could be some judgment being put on this energy here, on your mother and the maternal line. And then this is the same dragon, but now she's falling upside down. And this is saying falling and failing in love is a matter of eye. And this is about your personal heart chakra. So this is about how your emotional foundation is now because of what happened with your mother. So again, I just have that kind of energy for some of you. It's coming in that, you know, you might want to get your DNA tested, or you might not, just however you feel about it. You'll know, use your intuition. And remember, like, this is like, you know, an entertaining way of looking at something. So these are cards. They're not, you know, like, this isn't an absolute. So you need to look into it for yourself, but always listen to your own intuition about this. We have the Leo energy. This is talking about the sun shining light on this reading, because the Leo energy is about ruled by the sun. And this is talking about becoming a leader within yourself. I feel like this is about having the confidence to move forward. And I feel it's because you've done a lot of inner work here. You're doing the right thing here. You're looking in on yourself. And then we have the Aries energy here, which is talking about, like, there's a lot of new energy coming in because a lot of planets moved into the sign of Aries in the last 4 or 5 months alone. But in the last year, it's been that way. So it's bringing up a lot of new energy on the planet right now. And so a lot of people are feeling this energy of wanting this new energy. Like they want to feel young again. They want to feel like excited and have this passion. Okay, so for the underlying energy for the external forces, a mother's worry. So now this is coming in. It could be definitely about this. Maybe your mother, if your mother still has not passed and she's still around, she might be worried about this, because this could be like she's been thinking about this. Oh, she can feel this energy, maybe something that happened in the past that she hasn't told the family about, or hasn't told you in particular about, is coming out. And sometimes, and this card will be saying, a lot of times people are like, especially girls, they'll look at their mom and say, I'm never going to be like her. And it's kind of, you know, it's just the way. And a lot of boys will say that, I'll never be like my dad, or it'll be the total opposite. But this is when you're saying, mirror, mirror on the wall, I've become my mother after all. So history might be repeating itself here. That could be, maybe it's you that has been tempted, you know, and the truth is coming out about that. So, yeah, it could be. And sometimes this is just mother's worry, because we've got the maternal line here, and also because a lot of people in the world are feeling uncomfortable because there's all this new. But look at, we have father figures here. Definitely for someone, I feel that DNA thing's coming up again. And this is, again, remember I said this energy could be someone that you really look up to, that you think of as a father figure. It's very unusual to be, like, I don't know, I don't remember ever having 2 couples in a reading with only 12 cards like this. Like, that's not a usual thing that happens. And then we have the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is bringing justice down from the heavens from the spiritual realm down to the physical. And so there's some sort of truth coming out. And what do you say in a court of law? The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God. And then we have a drama. There's a drama coming in. So life's a slice, hold the drama. I think there's some drama coming out. I think there might be some skeletons coming out of the closet. There could be some truth coming out. And the thing is with Uranus and Gemini right now, that's happening a lot. And I feel like the energy, it's funny. There's weird truths coming out in weird ways. So just, take a deep breath in. I feel like this is really going to propel you forward in a real strong way, though. I feel that you can anticipate, like when this information comes in, it's going to be something, because this is a gift from God, the truth. So I feel like it's going to be, and maybe even for your siblings, if this was sibling rivalry, that type of, maybe it'll heal some rifts or something. We have disruption. Yeah, what's fun for some is not fun for everyone, that's for sure. And especially if there was third-party energy in a relationship here, yeah, I could see how that would not necessarily be fun for everyone. And then look at, we do have the Gemini energy coming in. And Gemini is ruled by Mercury. And look at, it's talking about kindergarten, what you don't maybe know. You can't remember what, this could be something that happened to you or something about when you were a baby, some sort of energy around that, under the age of kindergarten. And this is also talking about Uranus moving into the sign of Gemini and the truth coming out, and in weird ways, like it has been. So this could be a creative solution for you coming through, though. So it's, yeah, there's, I feel like if this is a couple, this would be more you. You're involved in this couple, and this is more your parents, is the energy, how I see it. All right, for most of you, and that's how I'm reading it. I do hope you've enjoyed this, that it's been of benefit to you. Give it a like and comment. I really appreciate it when you do, and I love to hear from you. Put in the comment below. This reading has a lot of, like, it's typical of the Gemini energy, actually. There's just a lot of versions coming out, and the Aquarius mind is so quick like that as well. This is very much mental energy, like bouncing around, this idea, this idea, that type of energy. So I do hope you've enjoyed it. Give it a like and comment. If you will, and consider subscribing. I would be honored if you did so. Bye for now.